improving conditions for people who have absolutely nothing is extremely simple. There's not a lot to it. I mean, you look at our basic human needs, it's food, water, and shelter. And anything we do that gives people the tools to give themselves food, water, and shelter, or maybe gives them an initial leg up in addressing those needs, that's where we're seeing huge results. And we're seeing lives improving. It's always interesting, though. It's just some of the simple strategies that have a profound impact on people. And with all the technology advancements, end of the day, if you just build a well in a village, you've instantly improved lives for that entire village. You've instantly reduced the number of diseases that are affecting that village. You've instantly given that village the ability to grow crops. Yeah, over the last 20 years, malnutrition has been cut in half. We're seeing more kids in school today than any time period in history. Many diseases have been drastically reduced, the number of people affected by those diseases. And situations like smallpox, the disease is actually being eradicated. Polio is nearly gone. You look at the big picture of the issue of global poverty, it's being addressed. We're seeing pockets of success occur all across the globe. We're seeing the human condition improve in various regions. But big picture is that it's definitely not occurring at the pace it could be, and we have the resources as a nation, and along with working with our allies who are very engaged in this issue of global poverty, to really address this on a global scale, and that's kind of what the Borgen Project pushes for. No, I don't think the United States does nearly enough to address global poverty. If you look at the top nations addressing poverty on a gross national income, the United States is typically ranked second to last among wealthy nations. Literally, we give more to our largest one defense contractor than we give in all of development assistance to the world's poor. So our capacity to help people is absolutely phenomenal, and what we do is beautiful. You go in these countries and you see where we've been operating, where we've been helping people. It's just a very impressive thing, but the reality is we're just not doing nearly enough to be addressing this issue. As poverty rates are declining in other parts of the world, we're seeing a rising number of people who can actually afford to buy our products. And it's everything from Colgate toothpaste to cell phones. Overall, I've been extremely impressed when I've gone into some of these countries at how effective agencies are at getting supplies to the people that need them. And there's not a nonprofit in the world or not a government agency in the world that wants to spend all their resources and seeing it go down the pot to the bad guys. So there's really been systems put in place to kind of address that, but there's always going to be a few of those random situations where that does occur. But overall, the vast majority of people we can be helping without having to worry about the issue of corruption. I was over in Ethiopia. I went to a region near the border of Somalia. And this was definitely one of those kind of rough and tumble villages where you would expect there'd be a lot of issues with terrorism. And interestingly, there wasn't. And going in there as American, I went in with a small group. We were unarmed, and the people were very, very friendly and receptive to us. And I found this really interesting at first, but then, walking around the village, you see the U.S. aid signs. You see the packages of food that came from the United States, and you see where our experts and experts from other wealthy nations, our European allies, have been out there working with poor farmers to increase their crop productivity, and you see where we've been helping out with the schools. And so it's really interesting to see how we didn't spend a lot of money there by any means. It was still a village that was in rough shape, but what little investments we had been making had a huge impact on those people's lives. Aid does not hurt Africa. Without question, there's been some great programs that have really benefited a lot of people there. We're seeing drastic poverty reduction rates in all sorts of different regions of Africa. In the past, there have been some programs done by the U.S. where it's more giving dictators money, if you will, in exchange for them not becoming communist or whatever the strategic reasons. But overall, aid has been, poverty-focused aid, the effective kind, has been very beneficial to Africa. What you deserve. So poverty abroad and poverty here are not competing interests. The United States has a U.S. foreign policy. We have a domestic policy. The Borgen Project is really working to get U.S. Foreign policy more focused on the issue of global poverty. And the reason for that is obviously we're people that care about these issues and want to see conditions improved, but it is without doubt in the strategic interest of the United States to be giving people the tools to lift themselves out of poverty. So there's economic reasons, there's national security reasons, there's overpopulation reasons. You cry a piece of my heart. Yeah, so over the last 20 years, malnutrition has been cut in half. We're seeing polio is nearly gone. Smallpox is gone. We're seeing, you can go region by region, Vietnam, India, China, we're seeing drastic rates of poverty dropping. And it's still an issue that's present, but you compare it to 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the rates are going down. There's more and more people who now are living on more than just $1 a day, and their lives are being improved.
To see my beautiful girl.